Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? We are going to be doing the betting talk today, which I believe is episode 5. I don't think it really matters what episode we're on since we're just talking about bets anyway for the week. It is the week of December 8th to December 15th. We are doing UFC Fight Night. Colby Covington taking on Joaquin Buckley. We have some NFL Sunday to look at after the 49ers lost to the Rams on Thursday night. Just no touchdown game. It was a purely field goal game. And we also have some NBA to take a look at. Not gonna dive super deep into it, but we're just gonna take a look, see what we like, see what we can talk about, and let's just get right into it. So we're gonna start off with some UFC. We have Josefin Knudsen taking on Piera Rodriguez. Probably your best bet is decision on either side. Piera Rodriguez might be able to fraud check Josefin Knudsen here. She is a little bit of a shitty striker, but she is undefeated from Sweden. She actually looks really fucking good, to be completely honest. I'm definitely going to be putting money on Knudsen. I already have a couple parlays with her by decision. I also just have money line, seeing as it's always a little bit risky to take those props, but you have Piera Rodriguez, who lost by headbutts against Carnelossi, and then she also lost to Jillian Robertson, and Robertson we know is just superior on the ground to a lot of these women inside the 115 division, and probably if she moved up to 125 at some point in her career, she'd fucking dominate over there too. It's just, I think Knudsen is just a little bit better. She has the fact that she's undefeated on her side. Even judges will look at that and give you extra rounds when it's really close because you're an undefeated fighter. We've seen that time and time again. Davy Grant against Daniel Marcos. We all thought Davy Grant won, and it just didn't come to fruition, unfortunately. But again, you have these two women definitely going to a decision. We have Davy Grant taking on Ramon Taveras. I was on the side of Ramon Taveras for a while, and then I took a look at it. Davy Grant only losing to some high-caliber fighters, kind of on the similar side of Michael Chiesa, where he's only losing to really, really good fighters. Like losing to Daniel Marco, he should be on a 3-fight win streak. He knocked out Louis Smolka. He was able to choke out Rafael Assunção inside the third round. I mean, it's kind of a shitty win, but it is a good submission over a really tough guy. And then you have the Daniel Marcos split decision where Davy Grant won. He won pretty clearly. Even the Adrian Yanez split decision, he's going to these tough decisions with these tough guys, and his record's not really indicative of how good he is. And Ramon Taveras lost to Seri City to a straight right. I thought he lost to City in the decision. I thought that was a bullshit split decision. So we're going to be hugging the side of Davy Grant, and perhaps Davy Grant by knockout. These guys are going to be getting into some difficult exchanges. Ramon Taveras, really, really good boxer, but he is vulnerable to a slip overhand right. He just kind of leaves his hand open on that side. I mean, you can't fucking block everything in MMA. Your gloves are super small, right? And we're not using these 12-ounce or 16-ounce gloves when we're in sparring. Over under 2.5. I'd be looking at fight not to go the distance at plus. Is it plus money? No, it's minus money. It was plus money yesterday. Minus 135 isn't too bad, but Dave Grant, really, really tough, really good on the ground. Ramon Taveras, susceptible to some big right hands. On the ground, we haven't really seen much yet, and Davy Grant's really, really good on the ground, so you might see him at submission over here too, sitting at plus 750. I mean, that's good. If you want to take Davy Grant by finish, I think it's like plus 150 or something. Let's see what we got here. Winning method, we go to double. KO or submission plus 240. I mean, that's not too bad. That's pretty good for Davy Grant, especially when the not to go the distance is minus 135. I chucked a little bit of money on that, a couple of units on Davy Grant. If you want a little parlay, you could do Davy Grant, Josefin Knudsen, Felipe Lima. I mean, plus 253. It's not super, super terrible. It's not the best, but you are getting that plus money, and it's a lot better than a lot of other parlays that you can grab. You have Miranda Maverick taking on Jamie Lynn Horth. No point in betting Miranda Maverick here. Too big of a line gap. Minus 700 is a little bit fucking steep. We're going Jamie Lynn Horth plus 3.5. She definitely can take a round from Maverick, and it's plus 120. And if you're really, really on the side of Jamie Lynn Horth like I am, I've already dropped 3 units on Jamie Lynn Horth to just win. Plus 500, she's not deserving of that big underdog title. Women's MMA is really, really coin flippy. Miranda Maverick, much superior in the grappling than Jamie Lynn Horth. Much superior. She might be able to get a round 2, round 3 submission. But if Jamie Lynn Horth keeps us on the feet, Miranda Maverick might be able to wilt. And you might see a late rally from Jamie Lynn Horth, because her corner is really good too. She has really good corner work. Her corner's telling her really, really good things in the corner, telling her how to adapt inside the cage, telling her what to do, telling her what to be on the lookout for after round 1 and round 2. And every single time she's listened to the corner advice and she's come out stronger. And I don't think today's going to be any different. Plus 500, you got to be taking that side for sure. Miles Johnson, Felipe Lima. I like Felipe Lima by finish. Minus 260 on the line's really fucking steep. And then you have Felipe Lima to win by KO or submission, plus 300. Miles Johnson doesn't really get finished, but anyone gets caught in a guillotine, you're fucking tapping to it. Anyone gets caught in a rear naked choke, you're tapping to it. Andre Lima has really good grappling. Underrated grappling coming from, what was it, LFA? Let me just, Felipe Lima. Let's take a look here. No, it's Brave Octagon. That's where it is. Octagon. He won the championship there, and then just like moved right over to fucking UFC. It was impressive too. The rear naked choke went over Muhammad Naimov's huge too. Just caught Muhammad Naimov when he was getting up a little bit too quickly. I like Felipe Lima a lot though. Minus 3.5, plus 100. Probably your best bet if you're not really wanting to take the line. I understand the line's a little bit steep, sitting at minus 260. It's really the fact that I think he's worth it. I think Felipe is definitely worth it. I think Miles Johns has only fought lower level competition. This is gonna be a big fucking test for him. Getting choked up by John Castaneda, I think you're very vulnerable to some grappling. And then now you have Felipe Lima, who's just an absolute explosive powerhouse. He did have a little bit of trouble with Muhammad Naimov, but I think there's a little bit easier of a fight comparatively. And I think he's going to be able to run through this. So yeah, Sean Woodson, Fernando Padilla. A lot of people taking Fernando Padilla. I like the side of Sean Woodson. He's a real big sniper, really, really long hands, really big frame for the division. I like Sean Woodson by decision. Fernando Padilla, very, very strong. I think Sean Woodson's going to need a lot to KO him here. I think you're going to need a lot of fucking power here. I don't think Sean Woodson has it, unfortunately. I think he gets a decision though, over 2.5, looking good, minus 240. If you want to be taking an easier parlay, you can take Sean Woodson, Fernando Padilla over 2.5. You have Felipe Lima, and that gives you almost plus money, minus 103. You want to add it up. You have Davey Grant, Knudsen, plus 400. Not bad. I don't mind it. We're going to move on here. We have Joel Alvarez taking on Drakkar Klose. Alvarez is going to stomp him. Realistically, he should absolutely roll over Drakkar Klose. He should be able to get a submission victory early. And if not, Drakkar Klose has been knocked out by Beneil Dariush, and his power is not even comparable to Joel Alvarez. So we're definitely going to be seeing a quicker fight here, over under 1.5. I like the under. Joel Alvarez has not seen a decision yet inside his entire career, and I think I'd like to keep it that way, especially with the betting. I just don't see Drakkar Klose having a spot here. I think it's just a little bit tougher of a fight for him. I think this is a big step up in competition. I think Joel Alvarez, having knocked out Elves Brenner last time around, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That guy does not get hurt. He doesn't really get hurt. He's really, really tough, and Elves fucking fell. Elves fell apart. And he dropped and got finished. So, Joel Alvarez, minus 5.5, probably your best bet, minus 200, unfortunately. But again, Joel Alvarez by finish is like minus 160, I think. It's not that good. Yep, KO or submission, minus 140. That's tough. I like KO, to be honest, because Drakkar is going to try his best not to get submitted, get back up to the feet a little bit exhausted. Joel cracks him with something, drops him, ground and pound him out. I can definitely see that happening. I can also definitely see Drakkar Klose getting a little bit too cocky inside some exchanges, getting caught inside of a guillotine when he tries to roll up on Joel, because Joel's really, really good on the ground. Again, I guess we're going to have to see later. Michael Johnson, Ottman Nazar. I might skip this fight. Under 1.5 looks really decent. Plus 110. Under 2.5 is definitely your best bet. I do not think this is going the distance. We're going to be throwing some fucking hands. Azaitar knows that Michael Johnson is chinny. We all know Michael Johnson's chinny. He also does have... This is, you know, a little bit... what's the word? I don't know what the word is. It's when something happens and it's not an exact indicator of what's going to happen next, but you just assume it's going to happen. Fuck, I don't remember. Gamblers have this fucking thing. Anyway, win, loss, win, loss, win. What's next on Michael Johnson's appetite? Oh, probably a loss, right? Because of what's happened in the past. But I think Michael Johnson's going to be able to knock out Azaitar. I think Azaitar's going to overthrow. I think Francisco Prado being able to knock him out was big. I think that big indicator that he cannot take punches very well. And I think Ottman Azaitar is going to have a big problem here. I think he's going to have a big problem this weekend. And I think he's going to be getting knocked the fuck out. I think he's going out cold. I think under 2.5 is probably your best bet. Minus 185. I like Michael Johnson as well. And we can see what happens later on, but I do believe Michael Johnson's not even making it to a decision. We have Navajo Sterling taking on Tuco Tokos. I really, really like Navajo Sterling by finish. It's definitely going to happen. I do not think that Tuco Tokos is going to be able to make it through 2 rounds. I think round 2 stoppage is where Navajo Sterling gets him. He looks exactly like Israel Adesanya, and I would expect nothing else from him than to get a really, really dominant finish here against a guy who should not be in this fucking division at all. Tuco's just not really that great. I think he's going to lose quick. I don't think he might be able to. He's tough. He's really tough. He throws some hands. Ming Yang Zhang had to work for the knockout inside the first round, but I think Navajo Sterling gets it inside 2. Adrian Yanez, Daniel Marcos. Daniel Marcos by decision. Adrian Yanez definitely can win this fight. Very, very powerful. Almost all knockouts. He can definitely clip fucking Daniel Marcos. It's just, is Giannis going to be able to overwhelm him? I don't know. Daniel Marcos, again, been through a lot of tough fights, seen a lot of fucking tough competition. I guess we're going to have to see if Adrian Yanez can crack the code. Definitely can, though. I definitely believe he can. I got to pick the side of Daniel Marcos. We have Vitor Petrino taking on Dustin Jacoby. I'm taking Vitor by knockout. Under 1.5 rounds is good. Plus 155. Even the submission threat is there from Vitor. Dustin Jacoby is kind of a fucking can. He's kind of terrible. Getting knocked up by Kennedy and Jetsuku moving up is kind of fucking sad. And it's just... Or not in Jetsuku. Dominic Reyes. He also lost it in Jetsuku, I believe. But it's just a lot of bad losses. And Alonzo Metafield decision. Like, it's just like, nah. I'm going to stay away from Dustin Jacoby from now on. Manel Cab, Bruno Silva. Excuse me, guys. Clear my... Oh, I'll blow my nose here. Yo, can you believe it? I'm back. All right. I like Manel Cab by decision. Over 2.5 is definitely where I'm sitting. Minus 185. Probably the number's closer because Bruno Silva's knockout of Cody Durden and Manel Cab's consistent knockouts. But again, when you have two firefighters like that, probably going to a distance decision. Cub Swanson taking on Billy Q. I'm taking Cub Swanson because 41 years old, Cub Swanson looked really good inside of his last fight. Maybe he still has it at 41. Maybe we see a last little spark of the real Cub Swanson. And if we do see that, I want to be behind the betting side of it. I would stay away from this fight if you're not, if you want to win money, if you don't really care and you just want to enjoy the fight, I would bet Cub Swanson. I think Cub Swanson has a good fucking chance. I think by knockout is good. I think Cub Swanson can catch him, and I think he can put his lights out. Billy Q is just always aggressive. Maybe Cub can catch him. Also, jiu-jitsu threat from Cub Swanson is fucking nasty. So, Colby Covington, Joaquin Buckley. I do not want to pick Buckley. I don't. Because of the fact I fucking hate him. And he's taken out all of my fucking favorite fighters at this point. Wonder Boy, one of them. I cannot believe he knocked out Wonder Boy after losing the first 2 rounds. But shit happens. MMA is what it is. We're taking Joaquin Buckley. But if you're on the betting side, Colby Covington, man. That last round against Leon Edwards worries me. Because it looked like jitters. it looked like real jitters because in that 5th round, Colby just fought 20 minutes and he came out like a fucking steam train. And he looked like Colby from before. So I'm worried for Buckley a little bit because if this gets to grappling, Jacqueline's going to have a problem after the first 2 rounds. He's going to try and throw some shit at Colby early. And if he doesn't clip Colby, we're going to be in for a long fucking night. I can also just picture in my head Colby out cold and we're having a fucking press conference about how he's done. So, I don't know. It's a tough card. Really underrated, though. Last card of the year. Try and make some money, boys. I think the best parlay that you can get here, this is the one I did. We have Joel Alvarez by finish. Grab that on there. We're going to put Navajo Sterling by KO, because I do not believe we're going to a decision on this one, even though Tukos is very, very durable. Yeah, that's where we sit. We have a 7-pick parlay. I mean, these are kind of the picks. Davey Grant, Felipe Lima, Joel Alvarez, Navajo Sterling, Michael Johnson, Daniel Marcos, and over 2.5. If you really want to do it safely, you do Navajo Sterling by knockout. You grab Davey Grant, most likely by decision. And then you can take whoever else you want here. We can go Manel Cap decision. That gives you a 3-pick props parlay at plus 877. $100 would get you 977. Again, I would just stay away from props. I think this is a little bit more safer. You're taking the lines. I like minus 5.5. Joel Alvarez, Navajo Sterling minus 5.5, and there you go. And you have a 5-pick parlay that gets you to plus 759, the same as the fucking 3 props. Just saying. Anyway, it's pretty good bets. Probably the props I have: Josefine Knutson decision, Davey Grant knockout / decision. Again, the submission threat is there. It's just I don't know if we're going to get there. Miranda Maverick, Jamie Lynn Horth plus 3.5 Horth. Felipe Lima by finish. Sean Woodson by decision. Joel Alvarez by knockouts plus 275. I mean, you could definitely take that. Michael Johnson by knockout, I believe, is plus 150. Plus 120. Navajo Sterling by knockout minus 185. Daniel Marcos decision, I believe, is sitting at plus 150. Yep, plus 150. You have Vitor Petrino by knockout sitting at plus 110. It was minus 105 the other day. Manel Cap decision. That is sitting at minus 105. Cub Swanson by knockout plus 450. That's a good prop. You also have Navajo Sterling by knockout inside the second round. Plus 350. Not bad. I like that prop a lot. And then you have Jacqueline Buckley. Knockout decision. Probably not even worth betting. The line's probably better worth betting if you're betting that. But I like, again, Colby Covington is a good underdog here. All right. Let's see what we got here. NFL. Moving on here. We have Commanders taking on the Saints. We're taking the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, again, going to be offensive rookie of the year, playing kind of out of his ship, and the Saints are kind of garbage. Minus 7.5 is pretty good for the Commanders, honestly. I don't like the Saints here. Are we back? I don't even know what the fuck we cut off at. Anyway, because I can't edit this because this has to be uploaded quick. Anyway, again, I was saying Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels playing out of his mind. I think the Saints have a bit of a problem just in the fact that they can't get anything going. They had a good start to the season. Everyone was really enjoying watching them. You have the San Francisco 49ers coach who moved over to the Saints, and now he's just starting to not perform at all. You have nothing coming from this fucking side whatsoever. You have the Saints who are struggling year in and year out. Let's see here. Yeah, we're definitely taking the Commanders though. I don't see a Saints team covering 7.5. You have the Chiefs against the Browns, minus 4 Chiefs. They have black magic behind them. You have to pick them. The Browns fucking suck. Bengals Titans. You're taking the Bengals minus 5. Joe Burrow's very, very good. Just beat the Cowboys by 7, 27-20. You got to hug the side of the Bengals. Titans look like ass. Ravens Giants. We're taking the Giants to cover 16.5. No team inside the NFL this year, I believe, has covered a spread more than minus 11 or minus 10 when given the spread. And we're not going to go aside from, historical significance here. Statistics don't lie. We're going to hug the side of the New York Giants. Dolphins, Texans. I like the Dolphins to cover. Texans are kind of coming back on a little bit of a spree, but Tyreek Hill is getting a little bit more love from Tua. You have Raheem Mostert, who's starting to put up some points, and I'm going to hug the side of the Dolphins, seeing as they're my team. I don't really want to bet against them, but I would skip this game if I were you. Under 46 looks good. Dallas Cowboys, Panthers. We're going to take the Cowboys. Drew Lock looks fine. Panthers also really, really close every single game that they play. So even if they do win, I think it's going to be able to cover or push with the Cowboys. So take the +3. Jets -3 for sure. Jacksonville has nothing this year. I understand that Rodgers has nothing this year either, but he has more offensive threats with Adams and stuff than the Jacksonville Jaguars have with their fucking backup quarterback, okay? Lawrence is gone. I don't know how long he's out for. Let's see. Ingram is having season-ending surgery. There you go. So they just lost their tight end. Okay, so there you go. You're taking the Jets and putting the house on it. Colts and Broncos, you're taking the Broncos. Runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year, Bo Nix. He might be able to get it done if he has some fantastic games. Anthony Richardson, fucking ass. Absolute garbage. Bo Nix is going to be able to run through him, -4.5 for sure. Bills, Lions, we're taking the Lions, -2.5. A lot of threats outside of the fucking Lions. A lot of offensive fucking just absolute beasts. Josh Allen is on track for MVP. I just don't think he's getting this game done. I think the Lions are going to be a little bit too much of a threat. I think the defense is really, really big here. Under 54 points might be your look. Steelers, Eagles, taking the Steelers to cover, +5.5. I don't like how the Eagles look. I don't. Hurts kind of fucking sucks. When I watch them, they play like shit. When I don't watch them, they play good. So I'm going to watch this game and make sure the Eagles play like shit. And Steelers are going to cover. Steelers are just really good this year. Steelers have a lot going for them. They have a really good defense, one of the best defenses inside the entire league. And you're playing against an Eagles offense who is just going to rely on Saquon Barkley. They're going to rely on Saquon the entire night, and if Saquon can't get started, it's over. Saquon will probably get started. He is averaging 6 yards a carry. He's averaging like fucking shitloads of carries a game. He's got 1,800 yards or 1,700 yards this year, whatever the fuck it is, 1,647 or something. He's playing out of his mind. I think the Steelers can stop him. I think they can negate most of his run ability, and I think the defense is going to put some straps on that O-line. Patriots are going to cover 6 against the Cardinals. I think May is doing a little bit better than he was before. Cardinals, Murray. I just don't like what I see out of Arizona. Arizona's not really winning these big games that they need to win, excuse me. They're losing to the Hawks, they're losing to the Vikings, you're losing to fucking Packers, you're losing to the Commanders, you're losing to fucking the Lions, you're like, you beat the Rams early in the season. The Rams are fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think the Patriots definitely going to cover here. You have the Bucks and the Chargers. I'm taking the Bucks to cover. I love Baker Mayfield. Fourth quarter, very, very detrimental, and the Chargers have had a lot of games come down to the fourth quarter where it's really close. I think Tampa's going to be able to pull it off. +2.5 for sure. Green Bay and the Seahawks. Taking the Seahawks to cover. I just think they have a little bit more pep in their step than the Green Bay Packers, and they're at home inside one of the most insane stadiums ever. I mean, you got to take the side of the Seahawks. And then you have the Bears. Vikings on Monday. We're taking the Vikings, obviously, to cover. Caleb Williams' ass. Broncos, Chargers on Thursday. We're taking the Broncos to cover. And you have the Falcons and the Raiders. We're taking the Falcons to cover against the garbage Raiders. Okay. And now we can move on here. What do we have here? These are all... I don't know if this is NBA Cup or not. Anyway, we're just gonna look at the NBA real quick. We're gonna fire this off. I've not been watching enough NBA to talk in depth about it. We're just gonna fire it off, and you guys can like what you like. Bucks against the Hawks. I like the Hawks to cover. Bucks had a tough start to the season. We're kind of evening out now. I still think they're ass. I like the Hawks. Trae Young just won 3-point shooter of the year. Rockets Thunder. We're going to take the Thunder to cover. Rockets are ass. SGA playing out of his mind. Pelicans Pacers. I like the Pacers. Pelicans, again, a lot of undisciplined players there. Zion Williamson being the biggest one. He's huge. He could be the biggest star. He got max contract, and he still looks like shit. Celtics Wizards. We're going to take the Wizards to cover 15. Every time you see a big spread like this, I don't like taking the side of the, especially at home, the Wizards. It's going to be close at the half, probably. Knicks Magic. I'm going to take the Magic plus, no, I'm going to take the Knicks minus 4.5. Magic lost a lot of power. I don't know if they have any of their power back. Franz Wagner was out. Paolo Banchero was out. We're probably seeing a still hurt Magic team. At home, Timberwolves Spurs. I like the Spurs to cover. Timberwolves lost a lot of power. Blazers Suns. I like the Suns to cover 9. Again, the threat from the Suns is fucking crazy. We have Kevin Durant. We have a lot of good players. Mavericks Warriors. We're taking the Warriors to cover, especially at home. Grizzlies Lakers. We're taking the Lakers to cover at home. Again, Ja Morant definitely going to own the Lakers, but plus 3.5. Things can be close. I think we can get it down to the wire, and the Lakers will cover at least 3. That's what I got for you guys. I mean, I don't think it was that bad. I think the parlays were good. I think if you guys want to take a little NFL parlay, I like that. 4-pick parlay, put $40 on it. Put $520 in your pocket. I don't mind that. If you want something a little bit better, we have the Steelers to cover, Patriots to cover. I think under is going to hit in this game, the Washington Saints game. And then you have the Bengals to cover 5. That's not bad again. Again, $40 will pay you the exact same as the other one, $520, $523, whatever. I think it's a little bit of an easy week for NFL. I think definitely you can hit some 2-picks and 3-picks if you're smart. UFC is a little bit harder. There's a lot of good competition here. A lot of people, a lot of underdogs that are live. So it's kind of tough. Drakkar closer to plus 400 is a little bit wild, but I like Joel Alvarez a lot. That's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Again, I know I'm releasing this a little bit late. Saturday at 12:32. I'm now finishing it. At least I got it done. I hope you guys are able to catch this before the fights start. I hope you guys are able to bet. You might not. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading a comment from one of my things. Again, you guys might not see this, but hopefully you guys are able to tag along. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys all for the what's it called? For the live stream in about what is it? What, 5 hours, 6 hours, 12:30? I think it starts at 7. Let's just take a look real quick. Yeah. Prelim card starts at 7 p.m. EST. We are in Florida, I believe, for the final UFC fight card of the year in Tampa. Again, NFL Sunday coming up. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Some NBA tonight, only a little bit, and we have some NBA tomorrow. I will see you guys all tomorrow for the recap and breakdown, but I will see you guys all tonight in a couple of hours. Hope you guys all enjoyed this. I'll see y'all later. Peace.